Oh, you're right, guys. Bit of al fresco today. Making a lemon curd. Got a village show coming up in 2 weeks tomorrow. So it's a good time to make the curd. So let's get things organised and I'll talk you through the ingredients. I haven't done a cooking video for quite a while, have I? Right, back in a bit. Okay then, so this recipe we need now 5 unwaxed lemons. I've got 6, but I need some for another recipe, so I'm going to cheat a little bit with some lemon juice as well. So we need need the zest of one of these. 225 grams of white sugar. You can use custard, I'm using granulated. 6 eggs. Now 3 of these will be whole and 3 just the yolks. 100 grams of butter, unsalted butter, and I'll cube that, that's for later on. 1 pinch of salt. Believe it or not, pinch of salt, it just brings out that little bit of, well, I don't know, umami or whatever. And depending how it goes, I may add a drop of yellow food colouring, just to, you know, you eat with your eyes as well, don't you? And because you eat with your nose, I might put a drop or 2 of lemon essence in. This is a Sicilian lemon, this one. Just so that when the judge opens the jar, it's a, ooh, lemons. You know what I'm getting at? So, okay then, let's, start cooking. Right, let's put the things away we don't need just for a second and then get going. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Right, so, nice clean bowl. Tear it up, rip it up. 225 grams of sugar. Roughly, I mean, what's it matter if we go 1 or 2 over, you know what I mean? There we are, 226. And that's just done with the sugar, so that can go over there. I'm going to zest the lemons. Now, I've got to zest all 3 of these. Okay then. Now be careful when you're zesting lemons. You don't want the white pith. You don't want to be taking the pith, all right? No, it's it doesn't add to the flavour. It's a bit can be bitter. Right, that's that then. Right, what we're going to do now, we're still going to get our fingers in there and we're going to mix up that sugar with the zest. And the sugar will quickly extract the oils from the zest and infuse it into the sugar. Some recipes probably tell you to strain or sieve the lemon curd before you jar it to take the zest out, but I prefer to leave it myself. I mean, anything that's left behind will stay in the jar and carry on, you know, being of use. Right, let's quickly get this lemons done. Right in. As usual, sharp knife. So, what did I say, 225 ml of juice. So we use the fresh ones first. This is where it's good wearing glasses, because otherwise it'll spit in your eye. And what I haven't brought with me is a waste container. Oh, there's one. Well, that's not bad, that's about 175. So. So it wakes your mouth up. Quick coffee. And we'll top that up to 225. There we go. I mean, this is This is pure lemon juice anyway, so there's not much difference. So the eggs. Right. So I'm going to crack, like I always try to, crack the eggs into a container first. I keep saying it doesn't usually matter that much with modern eggs, but if you've got any farm fresh eggs, then you might have one that's been left there for a few weeks. Well, I'll put a couple of these in, give it a mix. These are just mixed size eggs, just because it's what I've got handy. So just mix or whisk? Whisk, yeah. Just mix them in or whisk them in, just one at a time. There we are, one or two at a time. Right, and now we do the yolks. You haven't got to be too exact with the yolks. It's only to give it the colour. It's not like it's meringue or anything like that, and you want to, you know, you haven't got to totally separate the eggs. That's what I was getting at. Oh, yeah. Nearly lost that one. Oh dear. Oh, yeah. I'll save that, you never know. Okay, we got that all mixed in, so it's time for the lemon. Like I say, I'm pouring this through a little, I suppose it's a tea strainer, just to catch any seeds that I've missed and any lumps. There we go. I'll tell you what, there's not a single pip in there, isn't there? Okay, just before we start cooking, that's 250. Oh, there we got lines inside, look at that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be about 100 grams. God, look at that. Any closer, it'd be spot on. Right, just going to gently cube this, cube it into small pieces. This makes it easier to dissolve, melt, whatever you want to call it. Okay, then here we go. Let's get that warm, and as soon as it's warm, we start adding the butter. Okay, I've just turned the heat off. That's about 4 minutes. And what we're after, I'll just show you, is it needs to be about the consistency of custard, and that's, ooh, it's a little curdling a little bit. That'll be all right. It'll be all right. So it's off the heat now. I mean, the plate's cold anyway. So what we start doing now is let it cool just a little bit. I'm going to put a drop of colour in, just a little drop. And a little bit of Diggy's wow factor. well, I say wow factor, and I hope it's the wow factor. So all I do now is drop in. It's cooled down a little bit. Yeah. I suppose that's been speed up a bit by being outside. We're just going to drop the butter in a bit at a time and let it melt, and then drop more in. Looking good. That'll do. So you can see when that's a bit bright in the sun, isn't it? Just too nice to be sat indoors doing this. And it'd probably be too hot as well. And as soon as I can't see any more lumps of butter, I shall be jarring it up. Sterilised jars, just a little bit, I do a little bit of water, I told you this before, but a little bit of water in the jar and in the lid, in the microwave, 115 Celsius. So in the oven, I got a microwave oven, in the oven, 115 Celsius, just leave it there for 10-15 minutes. Water boils, sterilises the jars. And that is one little bit to go and see it. Go on. Here, go on. Right, I'm going to pour this into a jug to make it easier for me to get into the jars. I'd normally use a ladle, but there we go. And I've already got my daughter queuing up for one of these jars. Right, I'll tell you what, using that that lemon flavour, that's give it the kick. Right, I've got to get this in pretty quick before it sets in the jug. A little bit of butter there. That'll be right. Oh, 3 jars it is then. That's not a bad way of doing it, pouring from a jug actually. I made a lot less mess than I normally make. And there we have it guys, 3 jars of Diggy's lemon curd. And I'll tell you what, very nice it is too. Just going to leave it now and it should improve with flavour over the next 2 weeks. I've already lost 1 jar to my daughter, she'll be over later to pick it up. These will keep for 4 to 6 weeks I reckon, yeah, not much longer. Once opened, keep them in the fridge. Hope you enjoyed this guys, a few more cooking videos to come. Look after yourselves, have a great weekend and see you soon.